It's just an hour from Seattle, but this place may as well be a world apart. Here, clouds roll in like waves in an ocean, breaking silently over towering mountain peaks. It's quiet here, peaceful, the perfect escape from the city. And with an abundance of forest roads to explore and dispersed campsites to discover, we find ourselves coming back here over and over again, and each time we do, it feels like we're experiencing a truly special place. Maybe it's because camping here, you'd never guess that only 60 miles to the west sits one of the largest cities in the United States. Well, we left our house in Seattle almost exactly an hour ago, and we're at the end of a paved road, just about to head up into the mountains behind me. And this is an area that we've been to before many times, actually, but that's just because it's one of our favorite places to come when we don't want to have to go far from home, but we want beautiful views and a relaxing night of dispersed camping. So that's really the goal for today, because this summer, it's taken us to some incredible places, but it's been a lot of long trips. We've been to Montana, we've been to Southern California, we've been to Oregon. But it's nice getting out of the house sometimes and just being at a campsite within a couple hours. So we're gonna head up into these mountains, and the goal is just to find the best view campsite that we can within a couple hours of home and just spend the day relaxing and soaking in these last couple weeks of summer. So let's go. Christine recently got really into watercolor painting. I would say that she's on the fast track to becoming a watercolor painting enthusiast. And so the other thing we're hoping to accomplish on this trip is to find a campsite that is watercolor paint worthy. And so I'm thinking like a lake with mountains in the background up on top of a ridge. And I think I've got the perfect campsite in mind for that. It's one that we scoped out last year, but we did not camp there. And so I'm hoping it's as good as what we remember, and of course that it's not taken, so fingers crossed. So, what do you think? Is this going to be watercolor paint worthy?
Yeah, I think that it's going to be great. There's a ton of layers with all the mountains, the lake. I think I'll be able to paint it, but I'm not sure if I'll be able to paint it well. But there will be definitely enough to paint here from this spot.
Okay, I need to pause the video for a moment because there's something I realize as I'm editing I need to talk about, and that is dispersed camping. Because inevitably, anytime we post a video with a campsite as beautiful as this one, we will get a ton of people in the comments asking questions like, how do you find that campsite? Where is it? Do you have coordinates to that campsite? As far as this campsite goes, I'm going to talk more about how we found it, where it is later in this video, so stick around for that. But the first thing when it comes to dispersed camping that you need to know is whether or not you are legally allowed to camp somewhere. And this can be pretty daunting. This is also where the sponsor of today's video, Onyx Off-Road, comes in, because Onyx Off-Road a few months back rolled out a new mapping layer. They call it their dispersed camping layer. As far as I know, it's the first of its kind, and I've used it quite a bit just to determine if the areas that I'm going to be traveling in, if I'm able to disperse camp. Because even though oftentimes we're in national forests where it's generally allowed, there are pockets of private land and there are areas where camping is restricted. And so with this dispersed camping layer, it will tell you definitively whether or not it is legal to camp somewhere, and it'll give you some more of the rules, like how far can you travel off-road to get to a dispersed campsite, can you camp on both sides of the road? There's all kinds of weird little rules. And so using this layer from Onyx Off-Road can make finding dispersed campsites way easier and way less stressful, especially if you're new to this. So thank you, Onyx Off-Road, for sponsoring this video and supporting the channel. Let's get back to it.
So this camp spot is awesome and the view is amazing. I can't wait to paint this, but there's so much trash at this campsite. So I'm going to grab a bag, pick up this trash so that we can leave this place better than we found it. All right, I said there was a lot of trash at this camp spot, and I honestly didn't realize it was so much that it was going to fill a whole trash bag. It's just gross. Ugh, it's awful.
Well, Christine just made us a little bit of lunch, and I don't know if what I'm looking at here is more art or food. Take a look. I mean, I guess sometimes food is art or art is food, but look at that. Clearly, I am one lucky dude that gets to camp with her, because if it was just me by myself, it would be some sort of dry, dusty, depressing Jimmy John's sandwich. I mean, I guess Jimmy John's isn't that bad, but this is going to be a lot better.
I'd say it's better than the Alaska Airlines
That's good.
food and cheese platter.
So Christine and I are just sitting here eating lunch, and this 100 Series Land Cruiser pulls up, and Eugene got out. What's up, Eugene? If you're watching this video, it was nice to meet you. And he was just like, hey, I just wanted to stop and say hi, recognize the truck, and a big fan of your channel. And man, Christine and I absolutely love that. It's still kind of surreal when that happens. But if you ever see us out on the trail, say hi. It's always super cool to meet people who watch the channel. Well, it's already been a few hours since we got to camp and had a little bit of lunch, and Christina's sat down to paint, and so I'm just kind of exploring a little side trail that shoots off from camp, and really happy that we got this spot. Happy we got here early because, well, one, it may not have been available if we got here later in the day, and two, this is just the kind of spot that you could just sit and look at all day. But one thing I'm noticing as I'm walking around is the colors are changing. I know I mentioned earlier there's still a couple weeks left in summer, but up here at these higher elevations, fall is kind of already here. I'm seeing a lot of yellows and reds, and it's not going to be more than probably another 2 or 3, 4 weeks before the fall colors are in full force up here, which is exciting because I really like camping in the fall and chasing those colors. So I'm hoping to be back out to do that, but it's always a little bit bittersweet when summer in the Northwest is coming to an end, but fall's got a lot going for it too.
tonight we're going to have barbecue chicken flatbread pizza, which is something we had for dinner while we were in Montana, and we loved it so much that we're making it again tonight. It's super easy. I want to tell you what's in it so that if you want to try to make it at camp, you know exactly what you need and how to make it. It's literally flatbread, chicken, barbecue sauce, and shredded mozzarella cheese. Super easy. And what's awesome is, because we tend to get grilled chicken, this is already cooked. We don't actually have to bring any raw meat to camp. This is my favorite hack. But this whole dinner, super easy to make. We're gonna have it tonight.
A few minutes later.
So easy, took like, I don't know, 5 minutes. See how it is. Pretty good. I don't know if you know this about me, but I love pizza. I'll give you a little behind the scenes YouTuber problems. When we got to camp today, I decided that I wanted to try filming setting up the tent as kind of like a drone sequence, try something new, thought it might look cool. And I did get a couple cool shots, and then I promptly flew it into a tree because I wasn't paying attention and the propellers just hit some branches. The obstacle avoidance didn't seem to help. And I watched as it tumbled about 15 feet to the ground and took a pretty hard hit. And it cracked this piece here. So that is a little bit busted, but I threw a couple new propellers on and figured, let's see if this thing still flies. And I was just able to fly it, and it flies mostly fine. A little wonky. I think the aerodynamics are a little hosed at this point. But if this drone had 9 lives, I think it just used 8 of them, and maybe I should buy a lottery ticket because that could have been a lot worse. Well, after using a propane fire pit all summer long, I can say that I'm sold now. I wasn't really so sure about them before, but just, you know, it's the middle of September. We haven't been able to have a fire, campfire in Washington in months. It's still a fire ban, which I totally understand. And obviously having some fire is better than having no fire. And now that we carry this propane tank with us on the Tacoma, it's really not that big of a deal. The nice thing about the fire can, I'm not necessarily partial to this one, but it's just the one we have. But I do like how small it is, kind of the ammo can style of it. So yeah, I guess I can say I get it now. I always kind of admittedly thought these were a little bit lame, but I've come around, and it's pretty nice to have a campfire with a view like this when you can't have a real one. What an absolute show this is. It's not just the sunset. The sunset's pretty, but it's the way these clouds are rolling in. We're just sitting here in front of the fire pit and watching these clouds move so fast in real time. I don't know if I've ever seen clouds move this fast. Christine said it reminded her of being in the bay, and she is in her silk bag.
Nice and warm because it's cold.
She's in her uniform, feeling good and enjoying this fire. And yeah, man, mountain camping is the best. Well, it was definitely a surprise this morning to wake up to totally clear skies. I was pretty convinced we would wake up to just a blanket of cloud cover after how things were last night, but nope, there's not a cloud in the sky. What a beautiful camp spot. And of course, throughout this video, I mentioned how close this area is to Seattle, relatively speaking. And so I know that a number of the people who are watching this video, understandably so, are going to be asking, where are we? They're going to be asking for coordinates to this campsite. They're going to want to know exactly where we are. And for a handful of reasons that I'm not really going to dive into, I don't like to give coordinates to specific campsites. However, what I will say is this: I can guarantee that I have put enough Easter eggs, enough hints, if you will, in this video that if someone were to pay close attention, they could find this exact spot. And I don't think it would be that hard. That's how I find a lot of spots. Honestly, I watch other YouTubers' videos and then I do a little bit of research and I'm able to find them. And so I would encourage you to do that, because to me, that's more empowering than just giving someone coordinates. I'd rather help people find campsites. And so if you still need more tips on that, I did a video a few years back about how I find campsites, kind of my process, how I scout them out ahead of a trip and all of that. And I'll link that in the description of this video so that if you do want some more tips or you need a little bit more help in that area, hopefully that video can be of service. But anyway, what an amazing spot. And the other thing that I have to note is that there were 4 people yesterday who came up this little spur that we're camped at looking for camp spots themselves. 3 of those 4 were followers of the channel. 3 of those 4 people watch our channel. And that honestly blew Christine and I's minds that happened. And it was, frankly, it was so motivating to know that a number of you all are watching our videos and use it to find inspiration. So it's so great to meet people who do follow the channel. That was really a big boost for me personally, because this is a lot of work. But anyway, it was cool. So with all that being said, the next time we see you, it'll probably be for fall camping, which I'm looking forward to as well. So we'll catch you in the next one. And if you want to watch more videos of us around the Pacific Northwest, here's a playlist with a whole bunch more, and you can check them out if you want or don't. Up to you. See you in the next one. Cheers.